Great evening, great morning, great afternoon, wherever you're located in the world. I'm one of the hosts. I am the Grindaholic. And today's subject will be on cancel culture, coming to you live and direct. Welcome to another episode of We Got Problems and We Got Solutions. Going to my.
Yeah, you got it right.
There we go.
The butterfly bully, Miss Runner Right.
Hey,
Official.
everybody.
And below, my man, 50 grand, Mr. Curtis G. Mother Martin is in the building.
What's up, y'all? You know I was finna say, no, them. It ain't gonna come out.
We had a minute 30.
It ain't coming out. It ain't coming
And last but not least, we got the trash vegan.
Peace, how y'all doing?
So to all the gods and goddesses out there, today we're talking about cancel culture and everything it brings. Started with Miss Rhonda. How do you feel about cancel culture?
We can't cuss yet. I think it's some BS. Put it that way. I mean, we're getting censored for everything. We can't even talk anymore.
Okay. Curtis G, how you feel about the situation? You know,
I say cancel culture, right? Like how you know what? When they try to cancel certain people for whatever reason, especially when they don't have no genuine good reason, you know, we create the culture, so we decide when it's gonna get canceled, not somebody telling us when to cancel somebody. Just to bring it up, like even though R. Kelly, we kind of know he was into a whole lot of things for some years, right? And people sat around his camps and let him do that. But then when the media told us to cancel him, then that's when we canceled him. We were supposed to cancel him on our own, right? Like we cancel what we want to cancel. We don't wait for nobody to tell us to cancel somebody. So it's no such thing as cancel culture for me.
Okay. Mr. Trash Vegan.
Cancel culture. What are we canceling? Freedom of speech? You can't cancel that. That's what we built off of. Being able to say what we want to, when we want to, making light of situations. I recently went to Dave Chappelle's show. This is one of my masters was from the Dave Chappelle show at the Hollywood Bowl. I wanted to talk about it last week, but we already had our topic. But we got a chance to touch on it. He did, he got his Netflix series on The Closer, and all the controversies going on right now with that, with the employee being fired for leaking sensitive information to Bloomberg or whatever, and the other employee storming into the office about it. So, yeah, cancel culture is real. Is it necessary? Kurt, I agree with you. We should be able to cancel culture. It's not fair. The media shouldn't be able to tell us who is and isn't approved to talk. Because I remember when they did Vic like that. They did Michael Vick just like that. They canceled him and they tried to smear his image all over the media, run his name through the mud, and say that he was just this demonized person. But as soon as they can make money off of him as an announcer again, he's back cool. But he got to go sit down over some dogs.
Well, I believe they always bring us out on a chain and say this is the bad guy. Yet we have other bad guys that they don't go after, but they go after the melanated people and they put their names through the ringer and XYZ, Element of P, that type of stuff. And then what Peter really, nobody really gives if Peter really gives a fuck about goddamn animals, they would have went after all the people that's making, the beef industry and whatever. You know what I'm saying? If they really cared, just like if they really cared about us and these poison stabs, what exactly are they trying to do?
He
What
said
agenda?
poison stabs.
Poison stabs. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Michael Jackson said, "All I really want to say is they don't really care about us."
Have you looked at that video recently?
I haven't, but you know,
he was
it's a
trying to
deep
tell us
video.
then.
Yeah.
Remember the time? First time.
Hey, remember they was trying to cancel Michael Jackson first.
Yeah, they was trying to cancel.
He was one of the original ones that they tried to cancel. If you remember, right? They called him a pedophile. They called him a rapist and all of these things. And
who they sent in? Who they sent in first? They always send our own people.
Hey, look. So, anytime we get too smart, anytime we start learning how to do business ourselves for ourselves, then it's cancel time. Dave Chappelle walked away from some money, and then he ended up
he's crazy,
negotiating his own contract and got his money back. Now any chance they get, they looking to cancel him, right? Like Prince. When you think about Prince, right, when everybody tried to say he was crazy when he wrote slave on his forehead, changed his name to Symbol, but nobody knew why he changed his name to Symbol, because they kind of had the rights to his name while he was on that album deal. So they canceled him, or they so-called cancel culture, right? And then we jump, we get in that divide, right? We get on one side or another. Like me, I look at the evidence that's out there, look at what our people saying, look at what people that's close to the industry is saying, not saying that we got to follow them, because some of them are yes mans and say anything too. But I think when people be quiet, especially when people are close to it, and I know people get at the point where they want to mind their own business, but at sometimes, man, we got to inform our people at all times.
And that goes for anybody that has a platform. You must, because this is the new black media, whether we like it or not. People are getting information from us, and it's up to us and to really, we're not news reporters or anything. However, the information that we do go find, and we should bring to light, and then give people the choice to make their own opinion, or yay or nay, or get rid of it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I think we are news reporters, though. I think we just think because we have a platform, we're putting information out, so we have those same those rights for freedom of speech. We just gotta now go through the process of getting our paperwork right, and then we can show up at an event as we got problems, and we can run some interviews. They might not give us any, right? Like that's what they do to most of them. They show up at these events, they get all their paperwork right, and they show up at the events, and then they'll walk right past certain news reporters, right? Like I've had a couple. I've seen a couple people that come back and say, "Nah, I'm finna get him an interview," and so who's ever they're what they call them people, they're the press release people who their personal assistants and all them people. They start
PR.
telling them, the PR people start telling them which ones to give an interview to, right? So we skip past all the black news, right? Like for us, that should be the first people we giving interviews to, right? We got to learn how to stimulate our own economy, right? Like one cool thing I see too is like when you see people going places. Like if you know you're gonna be at a club, say a famous guy, or we all at the club tonight. Before I leave, call my boy to get some interviews. Us leaving up out of here, right? Like he get the hot topic. We leaving up out the club. We give him some insight. He get to sell that and make some money, right? Like we just got to learn how to like maneuver through this system.
Yep. And one of the other things when we talk about cancel culture, how many people have to give up something in order to get something in that entertainment world? Like right now, we're seeing a mob mentality towards one man that's playing basketball, and y'all may know his name, Mr. Kyrie Irving, and he's having a difficult time because they're mandating New York to take the poison stab, and it's like, dang, he didn't sign up for that, position or whatnot, because it's like, yo, I signed up for basketball. I ain't signed up for XYZ. But now they saying, oh, this is a part of what we're doing now. And because I guess they're private, does he have the right? I mean, it's not like he's not in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not property of the government. I'm not understanding why black bodies got to be subjected to these.
But he's a public figure, and he plays on a public team, and he's paid with public dollars. So, yes, when you work for a business like that, you have to either walk away and create our own league or play by their rules. As long as they're the owners, they can make the rules however they want to. If they want to change the rules,
they can trash, but he's not paid with public dollars. The politicians are paid with public dollars because they take our money, right? But this is money we spend to go see him play, right? So that's why he earned that money. So they make money off him as well. But once they pay him, they paid him to play basketball, right?
I agree. And they wrong for how they doing them. I agree. They wrong for how they doing them, but we need to have our own so we can have a voice.
So when
Ice Cube League. Ice Cube got a different say-so in that. If they don't want to get the vaccinations in the big three.
I thought Ice Cube League was going to take off when they was going to go to the bargaining agreement. I thought they was going to go on strike, right? But what I would like to see is that when they was ready to get them back going, the NBA was losing so much money, right? So they was ready to get them back playing. They had all these sophisticated things. They was wearing bracelets to tell for COVID. They was testing them often. And when somebody had COVID, they removed them. So now what's the difference? What's the difference? Because you guys showed that you didn't kill anybody.
The difference is they put paperwork in place the same way San Francisco did.
No, I get that, but
and then the city mandates, that's like LA County. I give an example, track and field, right? Orange County was open. You can go run out in Riverside County. LA County, you couldn't run. Wouldn't no events be allowed to have more than so many people at one given time?
Okay, so go back to New Jersey. Go back to New Jersey though, where the basketball players can't play in New Jersey, right? So, but the police department are still being police, and they not taking it.
Again, and neither are half these politicians.
Or the nurses either. It's a lot of people who don't want to vaccinate, and it's a personal choice. And he's right to have a personal choice to not want to vaccinate. And everybody should have a personal choice with their own health. And by them mandating,
but they demonizing him though. They demonizing him though. So he took his personal choice. And
they've always done that after that kid.
But that's not cool. That's what we say.
I don't agree with it.
It's no cancel culture to where, like, if he have to step away from basketball because of this, then I think he should step away. Like, it's his choice, right?
It's his personal choice.
If he gonna get stabbed, he gets stabbed, right? But if
go ahead. I'm sorry.
If he gonna get stabbed, he gets stabbed. But if he gonna retire or he gonna stand on his morals and then he go for it, then he go for it. Like Ali stood his ground at one time. Martin Luther King stood his ground at one time. If we don't never stand our ground, we don't have anybody for the youth to look up
to. But us as a
people, really
we have to support our own, though, Kurt. We gotta support our own. If he gonna stand on it, he can't stand alone. How many other NBA players are gonna say that they don't feel like this is right and they agree with them?
Most of the stars already took it.
Yeah, most of the stars is over 95%.
So again, he's the minority, and until we support our own, then we're gonna have this cancel culture. Cancel culture is basically done by us. We're allowing us to cancel them, and we're going along with the popular narrative. And I don't agree with that.
So
That's what Dave Chappelle talked about in his show, bro. Like his show was based upon being able to love one another for being different, bro. He did. He has a whole movie that he premiered that night at the Hollywood Bowl. It was an amazing movie, bro. It was 2 hours of what happened during the pandemic. It started off with him just showing like footage of his kids going out there and just being stuck in the house, and then he showed like, yo, we got to do something about this. And then he started planning on. He rented out a cornfield. One of his boys had a cornfield in his hometown, and they just set it up. He was like, it ain't never been done before. He followed all the mandates, kept everybody distance, outside event, and he went on and he taped it. And then Ferguson broke out, and his kids was outside protesting, so he taped that too. And all this time was like, we got to get back to something normal. And that's when he started doing all those shows. I think he did a upwards of 51 shows out there before it just kind of blew up. But it was a great documentary, bro. Dave Chappelle is a genius, and he walked away from that 50 million for integrity. And he went back to Africa, and he got his mind right, and he came back, and he got the same 50 million without having what I would hope he didn't have to.
He actually got 60.
Yeah,
right.
He came back and got a better deal, and he's almost done with that deal.
He's done with it. So what I would like to see is that you get people like Kyrie. Kyrie maybe go start his own league, right? Maybe he get involved with Ice Cube league and blow it up a little bit, right? I would like to see us having our own, so can't nobody tell us exactly what to do, when to do it, right? That's the key. So like I said earlier, is they demonizing him because he's standing out. So he got a following. So now that he's standing out, people that look up to him may say, hey, if Kyrie not taking it, maybe I shouldn't. Same thing they did to Nicki Minaj, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing they did to her. The list goes on and on about cancel culture, right? They tried to cancel the baby, right? Like for him saying something, right? Like every time somebody say something. So I just saw in the news recently, and you had Gruden got fired, right? But Gruden supposedly said some brother part of the team, right, had lips like tires or something, right? So that's offensive, right, to some people, right? So, but they didn't do nothing about it. When they found out about it, he went on and coached the game that day, and they knew about it. But he said something about a gay, and when that email came out, he immediately got fired.
But see, what is
cancel culture? What is cancel culture? Is cancel culture really when you go against gay culture or you go against the government?
Cancel culture is when.
No, I get what it is, but it's backed up when you go against the government and when you go against the gay community.
And that's what I don't understand, because we can say all kind of stuff about us. And we never get canceled.
Yeah.
But as soon as we say something about somebody else, it's over with. Even dogs, like you can't say anything negative about a dog.
Yeah,
Michael can't do anything negative about a dog either.
They didn't even catch Michael Vick fighting the dog. Somebody else was fighting the dogs, right? And then he became the face of that.
He was just the ringleader. They said that he was the one who funded it all.
So he became the face of that, right?
Yeah.
But killing dogs, fighting dogs, killing blacks, fighting blacks, all that's cool. The killing dogs not cool, but the fighting and killing blacks is okay to say. But as soon as you say something anti-government or against what the government believes or against what the gay community believes, then now it's cancel culture, right? So I don't know, man. It's something going on within the industry, and I guess we kind of know it that even when you talk about civil rights is tied to the gay community, right? Black civil rights is tied to the gay community and everybody else's agenda. So they can pick and pluck and do what they want with us, right? To where I'm burned on it. I'm tired, man. It's no cancel
But
culture for
see,
me,
when you
man.
talk about, you got to be real. What cancel culture and hatred is different. Okay, hatred, bigotry is totally different from cancel culture. We should be able to laugh at each other's differences without being disrespectful. But when you become a bigot and you become a bully and you become somebody who takes pleasure in being disrespectful to someone else's beliefs, you know what I mean? When we take that stand, then yeah, cancel culture should be in full effect. Anybody, like, we should have cancel culture should have hit Hitler. They should cancel hatred. When you start beating and hanging a young melanated king, let's cancel culture on the tiki torches. Can we cancel culture on something that's gonna actually be beneficial to our people? You know what I mean? Let's get rid of some of the stuff that isn't working for us. Let's get rid of some of the literature that they're putting in the schools for the kids that is unbeneficial to the children.
But
Let's cancel
that
something
goes
that's
with
going.
the agenda, so they're not going to do it, right?
But that's what I'm saying. It
can-
should. It, cancel culture is only cool when it benefits them.
so we control cancel culture, though. To me, I think we control it, right? Like, so here in Los Angeles, right, we can no longer watch the Laker games or Dodger games unless we have cable TV. It came on all my life. It came on regular TV, right? Away games was always on TV. If they sold out to where you couldn't go to the game, then it makes TV, right? And then they had stations that played the home games if certain things happen. But now the cable companies, they had to get smart because everybody's using apps and watching TV online and YouTube and Netflix, to where they figure we'll bring the sports over to cable. That'll force us to get cable. I no longer watch basketball, right? That's cancel culture for me. Cable TV created cancel culture for the NBA off them being greedy, so I no longer watch. Now, when y'all have one on regular TV and I want to watch a Laker game, then I might watch a Laker game.
But see,
Right.
we have to stand as a whole on that, bro. We can't just, you can't be the only one and everybody on the block got it. You know what I mean? We got to come together as a community and stick together for stuff like that. Like, that's got to be a thing. And we got to get online and we got to use our voice so we can stand together as a people. We find so many different things to separate us, and we got to find more things to bring us together.
No, I agree, but for me, it's not like that. To me, that everybody don't have to cancel that. My pocket's gonna cancel it. I'm gonna save that money. I'm not paying cable just so I can watch some sports. And then
But
now
I need to support you on that. I need to be in on that with you. I need to cancel cable because we don't, because I believe in the same thing. I missed Channel 9, Channel 4, Channel 2 used to have the games.
No, I got rid of cable, bro. I got rid of cable. I had already got rid of cable. So I'm not getting cable because you watch the games. By the Lakers getting that money, they was greedy getting that money. That's on them. That's cool. So every now and then I'll go to a game and enjoy myself. But outside of that,
yeah, we was just at the game. Hey, but even then, now you know you're in LA County, right? You can't be in that arena without a COVID vaccination or a clean COVID test.
Yeah,
same thing with the Hollywood Bowl.
They're gonna have to give my season seats back
like that without having a vaccination test. Saying that you've been vaccinated and have your paperwork, or having a clean COVID result within the last 72 hours. And that's how all these events and venues are. So how do you deal with that? Because they canceling anybody who don't want to vaccinate. If you're not walking around with a vaccination card with vaccination, with the new cancel code, they canceling you if you don't want to vaccinate. That's what Kyrie falling.
I think most places right now are going with a test, right? But at some point, can you close the door for me, please? At some point, you create your own atmosphere, right? Like at some point, I'm over at the trash vegan spot enjoying life. Right. At some point, I'm over at my spot enjoying life. Right. Like, honestly, we eat out too much anyway. Right. So let's start saving that money.
Hey, pandemic showed a lot of us that we ate out too much, huh?
Yeah.
And everybody had to get in that kitchen once again and pull out some knives and spoons. So
But here's another thing with like Australia. It's like mandate. You either get the poison stab or you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? They not allow you to do anything. Straight Mando. And see,
Everybody on the block now paying it. That's right, paying for it. You right,
But
exactly.
they're
Some
also
people
not
still
letting the
ain't.
truth out.
yeah,
You know, look at Reza Islam. I don't even think he can keep a page up for a day now.
Yeah, they own him.
Like,
Hey, but he give out so much information though that's make you think, right? Like that's what it's supposed to be. Like, why, if they're supposed to be giving out such bad information, why don't you put them in a room and debate like the president's debate and talk about it and get
Because the
stuff on the
information
table?
that they spitting gonna override what they saying, and then they got to get loud and belligerent and be disrespectful. Because the king can talk, and he know what he's talking about, and he can go ahead and back it up with dates and proven information. So when you start doing it like that, you're a threat. Now you're spitting venom against something that, and you're a radicalist. So you know what I mean. It's only so much they're gonna allow you to get off before they take control of the situation.
So when I'm watching basketball, when I'm watching a politician, no matter who it is, if you can't give out the real information and you mad when somebody else decide to give out some information instead of going to talk to them, or why you don't, like the fact checkers, so to speak, right?
yeah, you don't get both sides of the story.
Yeah, the fact checkers are paid by the people that's pushing the agenda.
Yeah,
but see, I didn't even know
that's
they
like when
were
the
real.
police.
I thought anybody could do that. Be like, oh, this is false information. I thought anybody could
No, well, they
write
have
that.
fact checkers that
Like,
they like. So Facebook pays somebody to go look at this stuff or whatever this group doing. They look at this stuff, right? But the
Mhm.
place is funded by the people with the agendas.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
it's
see,
not real
these
information.
agendas are set up for people to fall into them, right? They're designed for us to follow. They're not designed for us to lead our own path and break our own way and do something that's different from what the public is doing. So we
this is just
really
going to
got
take
to
away
work,
from them.
but we got to work together as a people. We don't have enough unity as a people. We find so many divides in between us, and we find somebody on the other side of what we call cancel culture. Like maybe you don't agree with R. Kelly. You know what I mean? Everybody got their personal opinions on how every situation goes. But if we don't stick together as a community to help uplift our people, we don't stand a chance. We are going to fall a victim to anything they have set up for us if we don't do something different right now. Like
Well,
we have to come together as a people and stop finding so many divides and find some stuff that make us alike and actually start loving on one
one thing
another.
we got to quit being so greedy, right? Like a lot of people are greedy. Everybody want the Rolls Royce, everybody want the Lamborghini, everybody want the big chains, right? So
I don't.
when money get involved, yeah, no, me either. But when money get involved, then people that don't have, they see an opportunity, and it's easy for somebody to make a bad decision when money's thrown around and people know it.
Yeah. Have y'all ever read the definition of what apply mean?
Apply.
Apply.
No, I actually haven't read the physical definition. No.
It means beg. In the Black Laws Dictionary, it means beg. So just think about if we've been getting misinformation since we've been indoctrinated in the school system, it's a lot of words that we don't know, but we always say it because we've been taught this mechanism, their system. You know what I'm saying? And now when you go to apply for a job or apply for credit or apply, the word means beg. The word human is a whole different word in the Black's Laws Dictionary. It tell you go look up monster. And then monster breaks down into some other words. But that's just one of the entities. So the agenda that's being pushed to us is like you don't have a choice in the matter. You know what I'm saying? All of that constitutional stuff, they throwing it out the door. They want everybody on the same systematic plan. So Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson and Johnson, and what's the other one that start with an M? Merck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Merck. Yeah. So, and they're in bed with the politicians. Some of the politicians. That's why they're promoting so heavy. I never seen America do anything good for, especially our community.
For free.
For
or
free.
to pay us to do it.
And I keep harking on this subject matter because it's like, you know, people that have cancer and have all these other ailments, and they're not giving that shit out for free.
I want land in tiny homes too, though, boy. Give us land in tiny homes. I'll take that.
Well, shit, they're not even doing that. They sweeping Skid Row to the wind.
Man, hey,
You know
it's
what I'm
sad. The homeless population out here has risen so high, and the way that you see it in, like, Long Beach is a veterans town because we have a lot of retired military that were either in the Navy or some type of branch of military, and they retired in the city. And the ones that can't make it, you see a lot of them on the streets or living under these freeway passes. It's really sad out here. And on all down Figueroa and stuff, you see, you know, you got the Blade down on the part of it, but if you go down a little farther down on Broadway and stuff, you see nothing but RVs and stuff full of people, and just, it's a lot of mental illness out there. It's a lot of PTSD out there. It's like, it's real bad, bro, like out here right now. And we ain't doing nothing about it. Like you said, they're trying to sweep it under the rug, and it's not something you can sweep under the rug. Like, we have to help our people, and we got enough money here to go ahead and have multi-billions of dollars in the bank or trillions of dollars worth of debt, but we ain't got enough to go ahead and take care of our people who took care of us.
That's because
Well,
they too busy canceling the wrong things.
Well, the thing is, it doesn't. With homeless people, it doesn't bring money to the system, so they rather get rid of them. You understand? Like,
But you can't get rid of our veterans. A lot of them are our veterans.
It doesn't
You can't get
matter.
rid of our veterans.
It
You
They
can't
doesn't.
throw away
care.
our veterans, bro. Our
Once they
If
did
veterans
their
mean too much
job,
to us. They
If
didn't
they
pick the
care.
ultimate sacrifice, bro. We can't throw away our veterans ever. That's never going to be
right?
acceptable.
We shouldn't.
And it's a lot more mental illness out there than they really want to say.
look,
And
the veterans, when they come home, they've been maimed. All these different things have happened to them. They cannot adjust here, back in this so-called real world. They can't simulate. You can't see what's, you can't unsee what's been, you know what I'm saying? These people are having nightmares, panic attacks, trauma. They will not be able to be part of the community.
So
Even if they
be
get
part
the
of
help.
cancel culture. That was should be part of cancel culture. The politicians of that city, if you're not taking care of the people, then we need to cancel you. That's the way things supposed to run. If people not working for the people, if people not working for communities, then that need to be who get canceled.
It's not
That's
funny when the
exactly-
rabbit has a gun. How they say it? And
You-
see, and that's why they cause these divides. When you have cancel culture and all this other BS, black, white, Chinese against black, that type of bullshit, it is done on purpose. So we stay bullshitting around on the surface level, while the politicians in the high rises eating good, eating high off the hog. You know what I'm saying?
And passing laws overnight
Passing-
we don't know
yeah.
about, because we argued about who got
Bullshit.
the shot, who didn't, and who whatever.
who got fired at Netflix?
Right.
So that's the key thing. Like, if they keep us in this fog and they're doing all their agendas, sets rings and pedophile rings and all of this other stuff, and somebody just happened to blatantly put the information out, just like the woman sat down with a Pfizer employee and got information and she leaked it out. You know what I'm saying? That type of information runs deep. Like, now certain people are not getting these poison stabs, and so.
But you know what? A lot of people are, and that's their personal choice, and they should have the freedom and the right to do that without anybody making them feel different. And people should also have the right not to, and not be ostracized by the public because they chose different. I think it's a personal decision what you want to do with your body. Now, if you go out and die behind it, you made a choice to go get yourself and you died. Genius. And if you want to go ahead and refuse health care to people who are not health care, but if you want to refuse them like ICU bed because they got COVID and they didn't get vaccinated, you just got to be equal about that. If you're going to do them that way, what about the people who got vaccinated and they still in the ICU?
They get a bed. That's the difference.
You got to look at it too. People that choose to go out and do heroin or meth and they have an overdose, they get a bed, they get Narcan right away, they get the ambulance ride, they get all this shit. You gonna start refusing them people because they chose to do that.
Yeah,
it's
like
all one big
oxymoron.
lie. It's all one big lie, man. So everybody's living this big lie, and it's only few people that really is aware of what's going on, right? I heard something like 85% of the people, they just sleep and don't have a clue what's going on. Another 10% of the people know what's going on and they just getting fed off the system. And then 5%, they know what's going on and they trying to do something about it. And then that 5% is the ones that's getting canceled.
Yeah. And, out of the 85%, half them people want to remain blind.
Yeah.
They don't want to see it because then they'll have to do something about it.
They want to be
and
in
it's
the
just easier not to.
Ignorance is bliss.
Right.
But if we stay in the dark and we don't start doing something about it, what message are we sending to our kids? Like, I have kids. I always think about legacy when everything we do. I have kids. Like, what message am I going to send to them? What am I going to tell them when they're faced with this situation? You know what I mean? It's different when we're looking at it from our eyes, but what about we looking at it from innocent eyes, bro? They need to understand what love is, and they need to understand what hate is. And
be like, Daddy,
hate.
calm
I don't
down.
care how you try and dress it up and you try and disguise it. If you're gonna hate on somebody for their beliefs, and I don't care if it's a belief in the jab, a belief in a sexual partner, a belief in animal or not, or a plant or a steak. If you want to hate someone for what their choices is with their bodies and their lives, that's a personal problem. We should not come together as a whole and try and cancel anybody or say that this person isn't cool individually when you have somebody on the other side doing the exact same thing and you don't feel the same way about that. I have a problem with cancel culture.
Yeah. I think most of the time hurt people.
I mean, that's all the time.
Yeah.
But at some point, you got to let people live their life. Like, it ain't none of my business what you do. Unless it's affecting me.
Facts. And what a person does with their personal body is their personal business. Whoever a person makes them happy with, that's their personal choice. And what they do is personal. If you want to be a bigot, if you want to hate someone for another person's choice, you better get in the mirror.
Hey, Rhonda, so something they doing, they trying to make it like it's affecting other people, right? So now the thing of it is the people that didn't get stabbed and the people that got stabbed. So now the people that got stabbed believe now that the people that didn't, they're the ones that's getting them sick.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it's still that whole manipulation going on to where that 85% they only believe what they're told.
Right.
And they paying famous actors such as George Clooney and what's that curly haired dude who played and do the right thing. Epizito or something, I forgot his name. But he said people who didn't get the vaccine should be put on the island.
Yeah, I saw that. And then you got
I'm
the
like,
people.
Good.
You
We
got
get away from these crazy motherfuckers.
you got the people that say, "You a fine mother." Want you that thing?
You know, they selling out, or that pressure. That I think people respond to pressure differently. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, they don't stand on principles. They'll take the dough, or they'll bend to the will of the government. A lot of people are not honorable. That's how I'm looking at it at this point.
That's what it is. No honor.
Yep.
No honor. You know, a coward dies a 1,000 times. You know what I'm saying?
And that's exactly what's happening.
We got to finish
Cowards
that. Soldier dies but one.
Warrior dies but one. So we're gonna be warriors out here. I learned that. Soldiers fall order. Warriors.
There we go. There we go. I'm with that.
You know what I'm saying? If I die on my sword, it's because I was fighting. I'm gonna die standing up.
Yeah.
And that's
not begging on my knees.
We need to get rid of this cancel culture, and to go back with what we were talking about last week, with getting rid of the cancel culture. We need to get our own.
Hey, you know what? Byron Allen. Are y'all familiar with the interview he did on the Breakfast Club?
Yeah.
Somebody I really respect, since we get so caught up with what we do and where we're at, what the content and stuff that we. Sometimes I get a little caught up and I don't get a chance to tune in to everything. But Byron Allen did an interview, and it was a beautiful interview. And he had just bought the weather station, so he has like all the weather stations under his. He owner
the
of
weather channels, yeah.
The weather channels. He bought that, and he has a few other networks under his belt. A lot of other networks actually. He is really, really a phenomenal businessman, right? And he said a long time ago, I burnt my knee pads, bro. I'm not on my knees no more. If y'all gonna cancel me, I ain't scared. If y'all coming after me, I'm not scared. But what I'm not gonna do is be on my knees. He made a comment. He was talking to some non-melanated producers, and he was like, "Why do you need to own your own station and be in control of it? You know what I mean? What's wrong with us? The stations that's already out there." He was like, "Now you have daughters, right?" He said, "Would you be comfortable with me controlling the way your daughters are displayed on the TV? Would you be comfortable with me having full ownership of how I want to display your daughters?" He said, "No, I wouldn't." He said, "Why the hell would I then? Why would I want you to control what our daughters and our young queens look like or depicted like on the screen when you have full power and rights to cancel or say what is and isn't cool?" You got to think about how many of our shows were canceled because they weren't popular or they weren't covering the literature that they wanted to cover, so they got them up out of there. You don't hear about a family that was, I don't know if y'all remember the show that Terrence Howard did, Sparks. I actually know the family in Compton that they shot that show off of, but you're not going to show a positive melanated father taking care of his young kings, and his young kings go farther and they become judges on the superior court and actually become judges and do pro bono law and take care of their community and been taking care of their community and pillars in their community for years. You don't hear about those stories. They're not going to put those stories, and they're not going to even talk about the Dr. Sabi stories or any of the other stories of our kings who we didn't have come through and have really done phenomenal work for the community. They just sweep that under the rug because that's not popular news. That's not what they want to display on the TV about us.
Any black or melanated person with a blueprint to freedom will get canceled. They will get murdered. They will get victimized, not victimized, but they will be assassinated. Put it like that. Any black man with the blueprint, just like the black man who had the blueprint to the situation up in Flint, Michigan. He mysteriously got taken out because he knew how to make the
The
machine.
water machine.
Curtis,
Yeah.
you
The
muted.
water.
Hey, so no, he missing?
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, man. I remember somebody destroyed one of his machines.
Well, it's probably his machine. I must be thinking about the South African guy. He made
The straws.
the straw or something like that, and he mysteriously jumped off the top building,
Oh wow.
and
Yeah, I
somebody took
remember
over his
the
patent.
man, he was ex-military. He took the machine down there that was gonna grab the water and off the moisture and all of that. And I remember seeing him and him saying that whoever did this, they knew what they were doing. They knew right where to go to mess the machine up. It wasn't just regular type damage. It was deliberate. Like you had to know something about the engineering of this machine to go to where you went to mess it up.
So he had a
So
snitch
basically,
close
saying it
to
wasn't
him.
a dummy who broke it.
Yeah.
It
It was
wasn't like
deliberate.
a basic. I'm gonna go hit something. I'm taking out rage. I'm going to destroy this machine.
No, and see, and it's public history of how this government act towards us. Public records, redacted. You can go get certain papers right now if you go to your Congress. You can get information what FBI said about how they're gonna do certain things in our communities, and it has worked thus far.
And it's going to continue to work if we let it.
Yeah.
Well, they real smooth. One thing that stop it from working is the dollar bill. That's the biggest thing. So
I don't
unity
want to
in
say
the
it's
dollar
no
bill.
black power without no black dollar.
Yeah, ain't no black power without no black dollar.
We got to
Ain't no
stick
power
together with
without a
our
dollar.
dollars, though. Our
Without the
dollars
green
leave our
dollar.
community so fast that we be so quick to spend, and we're so amped up to spend our money. We really don't take time to really invest our money into our people where we really need it.
But that's because that's all we see.
Hey,
It's
for
the
my
resources.
money to last in the community, man, I gotta hold it. If I spend it, then I try to spend it with somebody, and then they gonna go take it outside anyway, right? So
Yeah.
it's best for me to hold it and invest it.
Because think about it, you're using their money in their system. So wherever we spend it at is going back into their system, period. So I mean, whether it's a black business or a Chinese business, well, it's going back to this government.
Hey man, look, I had
It's
this
a
theory,
sick
man.
system though.
I had this theory, man, to where we all go get us a mold made, right, of whatever logo we wanted, right? Mine's of my logo right here, right? So I go get me a mold of that, right? And then I go get me some gold coins made at the ounce level, right? Get me some gold coins made, and then now you get your family some gold coins made, and then we trade like that.
They ain't gonna like that.
No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't.
No.
But at the same time, we build our
Now
own.
you're interrupting their. Now you become an enemy of the state because you interrupt their financial system when you have ideas like that.
Well,
That's exactly why they got Tulsa. But you know what? If we have many of them, what are they gonna bomb them all? That look a bit suspicious.
Yeah. So at some
But
point,
they've been
When do
blinking.
you think they care?
no.
Like
at some-
if you
So it's-
thought that
it's
they
past
really
that.
cared, like
so we know we
please.
already got problems. We got to arm ourselves as well. So it's
Protect yours. You protect yours with extreme prejudice.
So look, so what a lot of people don't realize is not only are they trying to put us in jail, and they have a system set up to where
Trying?
put the drugs in our
Trying?
community, right? I get it, but they put the drugs in our community, right? They give us less resources to where now we sell drugs to get money. We go to jail for selling drugs. The people that's using the drugs go to jail for trying to steal to get the drugs, right? So we got this whole recurring thing, right? And then we fight each other for the drug money, and we fight each other for catching somebody stealing our shit. All of that's happening, we know. So we have to do something drastic amongst ourselves. We got to make sure that we're teaching our kids not to go out there and get a felony, and we doing the right things for them not to get these felonies so they can bear arms, right? And teach them to bear arms. And now when they bear arms, we're not going to war for nothing, but I'm just going to protect my family. And then once everybody getting to where we can protect our families, then now we protecting our community. Right. And then we keep teaching, right? We get in stuff to where we don't always have to go play basketball, baseball, run track too, right? We need to get into some boxing. We need to get into some martial arts. We need to get into yoga. We need to get into swimming, right? Do some other things, right? Like that'll keep our bodies in shape, right? Start eating healthier, right? Like we need to teach all of those things inside the home, right? Like people are not teaching that. We only teaching 2 + 2, 5 × 5, right? That's it.
Yeah, we're basically simulating to what they want us to do. And now they're saying over 30-40%. A lot of people is opting out of working now.
Yeah, I
These
saw
jobs.
like millions of people walking away from their jobs.
Walking away because it's when you see the totality of this, a lot of people went to school to get a certain degree so they can be in a certain position. And then when they get to this position they want, now they spending time, away from their family, away, you putting more hours in. And then one day they say, oh, we can't afford you no more. We got to get rid of you. They won't tell you they can't afford you. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't put in the time and the effort and degrees and certifications. That makes you a very high value personnel within the company. So one of you accounts for maybe 10 more people they can hire. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when you look at Netflix, man, I look at Netflix, right? So even when you said go get that education and get them good paying jobs, right? So the person that was in Netflix that had this high paying job that grabbed some information and shared that information, they got canceled trying to cancel somebody, right?
But
like
what they're scheduling a walkout at Netflix.
No, that's fine, but still. At some point, you got to know that, to me, Netflix was being fair there. Like, okay, y'all trying to cancel something, but you going about it wrong, you getting canceled. Right? So
they're just, I don't think that was the case. I think they were doing more of it was more legally based. I don't think they wanted to.
Still, you got canceled. Legally. You still got canceled. Right, because you grabbed some information.
You broke the law. You go to jail when you break the law. You're supposed to. But see, you got to understand, they create the laws so they can bend or twist and do what they choose with them. You know what I mean? It's only the Capitol wasn't stormed by some good people. Were they? The Capitol was stormed.
Very fine people.
These are some very fine Americans.
Hey man.
Again, you create the narrative when you have a kid arrested for the exact same crime, and one kid looks one way and the other kid looks another way. You have two totally different charges. It's perspective. We don't have our own system here, and we're not gonna get our own system here. We have to create what works for us, and we have to buy into our own culture. And we have to really create the culture and push it to something that not what it is. They pushing the culture to hate. You know what I mean? This cancel culture turns into a bit of hatred. You know what I mean? Hatred on
it's built behind hatred anyway.
Yeah, but see, it's a la carte type of culture. They pick and choose what they want out of our culture. You know what I'm saying? They'll pick and choose. Oh, I like how this person looks to rap. Oh, we're gonna call them bots braids. No, those are cornrows. Oh, I like how this person raps. We're gonna call him the rap god, Eminem. You know what I'm saying? And then, oh, I like how this person dance. You know, you see it throughout the whole social media, throughout television, throughout history. You know, they pick and choose what they want of us. Remember, in England, they used to what was the black woman name? Bartman or something like that. They had her on display showing her big buttocks and stuff like that, but yet they go and make the dresses with the big buttocks. I thought
that was really weird when I found that out, man.
Yeah,
when you go watch the old cowboy movies, the women had those dresses on. That's what it was for.
Yeah, to emulate our beautiful black features.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
now
even
now you
even
see the
yes,
lips injections and butt implants and suctions and all that. History been told backwards to us.
oh
we were
man.
looking yesterday and just Googling things because I did a painting, so I was looking for a picture of lips. So I said, I just typed in lips and it was a bunch of non-melanated people lips. Well, that's not what I was looking for. So then I put in black woman lips and it was still nothing but non-melanated women with lip injections or poking their lips out. But it's like
The duck lips.
right, right. But even if you go look up like black women hairstyles, it's gonna be non-melanated people with black women hairstyles. And it's like we can't even get our, like that's not what I'm looking for. If I Google something, that's not what I want to see.
The
You know,
analytics, man.
So you know what? Yeah. So with that being said, they do control the SEO and analytics behind it, but that's why
Well,
we got to make
here-
sure
here's
we're tagging.
here's one thing.
When we put our stuff out, we got to make sure we tagging it the correct way so it can come up. Right.
Well,
Like,
here's one thing. If you want unbiased stuff, you gotta go to DuckDuckGo.
DuckDuckGo.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not Google.
it's not Google. So if you use Chrome base or Bing or Firefox, all these different browsers use whatever that's defaulted to. But DuckDuckGo is unbiased. If you tap on something, you're gonna get unfiltered, straight raw.
See,
So-
and that's what's good. If it is, that's something right that you can fight the system on. We all start using that. Google changes its tune, right? That's how you make change. Like when you
Also,
look at
what we talked about last week too, Kurt. We need our own. We need our own websites. We
definitely
need
that,
our own
definitely
apps.
that.
We need our own.
definitely that.
and then we don't have to worry about getting canceled.
As long as they have control over what we're ingesting, they have control over cancel culture. We have no control over cancel culture until we have our own platforms on which to speak, where we're not worried about being muted. Until we have our own way of communicating with our culture and our people. They've hijacked our music and they've taken over it. Our music has been taken over. There's very few artists that actually make it to our ears that are speaking anything of substance right now.
So, but
Any
we
artist-
can change that though. See, because I listen to the radio a little bit, but I don't hardly listen to the radio. I don't watch TV. So if somebody was to put a special out on their website, I would go watch that special if it's good. I would go to their website. I would go to their app. That's what we have to do, right? We're so busy trying to create something to set it on their platforms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So when you look at things that LeBron James do, and it's not just him, Shaquille have done it, Magic Johnson have done it. Quit looking at the pennies and then let's do some partnership deals.
Yep.
Kind of like Dave Chappelle. Okay, this is what you want from me. All right, this what I'm gonna deliver, but this what I want. And then let's make sure we're maintaining the rights to our info, right? Like make sure we owning the rights to our information and passing it down to our kids. I think I saw something the other day, not Patti LaBelle, but
Tina Turner.
Was it Tina Turner sold her all her stuff for 50
Yeah.
million? And you know, I guess it is what it is, but that was kind of selfish, man, on her part, man.
Unless she have a legacy to pass it down to, who's she gonna pass it down to? And it's not like the youngins are running to, hey, I want to listen to some Tina Turner.
No, I get that, but
Yeah,
evidently they think it's still worth something to give her 50 million. Right. So at some point, you know, you give it to your grandkids, you give it to your great grandkids, you give it to somebody and you pass it along to where it's still working. You find your organization and let them own it and tell them it can't be sold. And if that organization dismantle, it has to be given to another organization. Right.
but
like
sometimes the organization get bought out and they end up.
but she could put those stipulations. If that organization get bought out, I want it to go to this type organization, right? Like if they don't stand for, like, you can put stuff in your trust and in your wills, right? Like it could be done. It could be done.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I like how Michael Jackson moved. This man owned half of the publishing catalog of Sony, I believe.
But it cost him. He didn't have a trust. It cost him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he did have a trust.
Maybe he did.
We don't know. Same thing with Prince.
If he did, at some point, like,
and the pressure on the family to sell.
That's why I told you we can't hold on to information. Like, hey, look, kiddos, I got a trust. It's set up. This is the way it's set up, right? But if I die at your hands, you get nothing. Right? You have to set that trust up, right, to where in the right way. And not saying my kids gonna do that, because they treat it right and fair. But I think it was the McMartin kids or some years ago. I think you muted, Trash. The McMartin kids,
the Mendez kids.
Mendez, right? Yeah, they killed their parents over that money, man. So, but anyway, you stipulate what you want to do inside of those wills and those trusts, and then you make it known so people can know that you have one. Maybe have the original somewhere and have a copy somewhere where people can actually get to it and know about it, right? Like, because people start making trusts or make a will, right? You end up, I've seen people come up with 2 different wills.
But you can't do that in the real world. You cannot make no will. I'm telling you, you're going to get in front of these lawyers or these.
No, I get that, but they have had people like before the will was found, somebody came up with a will, and then now the real will came up, and then now that one person's in trouble, right? I agree. You're going to get in trouble, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, Michael Jackson's will might have disappeared, right? And then now I think they only walked away with like $600 million after owning all of that. That company was what, like a $2 billion, $3 billion company?
My man was worth billions.
The money wasn't the real prize. The prize was the masters.
Okay, so
the publishers,
so Michael Jackson masters, and then the Beatles masters.
That was just a part of the catalog. That was not even.
But that's what got him in the door. I thought that's what got him in the door, to where that's what made all theirs worth all this money. But anyway,
it was the ownership in the company. I think it was the ownership in the company that really brought the real wealth to the deal. The catalog was so valuable. It had that much of Sony wrapped up in it. That's how valuable it was.
Yeah. So that's still a part of cancel culture, right? Like death being the ultimate cancel.
Well, one of the stipulations for him to keep all of that stuff was he had to be found. If he was found guilty of the pedophile charges or anything like that, he would lose that stuff.
But they can't find him guilty of something. They have no proof that he did.
That's what I'm saying.
No one's ever given any hard evidence that he did anything.
That's what I'm saying.
But Mike learned how to think. Like we started earlier saying, once you learn how to think, once you learn how to maneuver in the system, once you learn how to get money, then now you're a problem, right?
Yeah.
Like
once you try to teach, once you reach back and teach anybody that look like you how to do it, you got a real problem. And they have so many nooses around our people that they can't say what they want to say. And that's why Kyrie is so important to us right now. Because Kyrie is really being the voice of his own. And even though he's playing within their system and he's playing correctly, they changing the rules in the game in the fourth quarter. And that's what he's really like against. Kyrie was like, don't change the rules on me. Y'all told me I'll be able to play.
Maverick Carter, though. Same thing they did to Maverick Carter, right?
Now they're saying he needed a degree.
You got to have a degree if you're going to be in here representing clients, right? Because look, during the pandemic, man, it was only something like 8 players that was getting paid during the pandemic when no basketball was being played. And something like 6 or 7 of them was his players.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way he structured their contracts.
And see,
Mm-hmm.
and I always say, like, when it came to boxing or entertainment, it was always a small hat or one of the Caucasoids on a show. Hey man, I'll do this for you. Yeah, buddy, I got you.
Yeah.
And then you go see him 5 years removed, 2 or 3 years from removed from the league or from boxing. They don't have no type of wealth. They don't have anything. You know what I'm saying?
So that's when you get somebody like Floyd. That's why they try to demonize Floyd, because Floyd.
They have to demonize somebody like Floyd because he is really on his business.
And he
got
gonna
with
teach
the
that
right
game.
people and learn.
Yeah, and once you teach that game, like some of his fighters coming up now, teaching them the game, now they gonna run with it, right? Like if y'all read 50 Cent's book, man, he talks about how once he saw where the music industry was going, that's why he jumped out.
He switched up.
Yeah, he said he jumped into the movies because his audience that got older with him. Now they at home with kids and watching TV. So he took his rap music and put it in TV.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we already saw those transitions.
Right.
We
right.
was watching those transitions.
So that to me
moves.
that was good. So somebody like 50 Cent, are you teaching that game, right? And I think Tony Yayo and Lloyd Banks and whoever else he had on his label at that time, none of them really took what he did and tried to create their own. He said he was telling them, y'all follow my footsteps. You become the solo act, go create you a group, and then now you run it like that. And they wouldn't do it.
Yeah, they was waiting for him.
Yeah, they was waiting for him.
Was, what's old boy from Tennessee?
Buck.
Young Buck.
Yeah, Young Buck.
Yeah, they caught him crying so many times to 50 to pay the taxes and pay this, pay that. He became the user, you know what I'm saying? Like a dope fiend. Because what 50 Cent did has never been done. You know what I'm saying? The group was multi-platinum. You know what I'm saying? They was during that time, you couldn't say shit about G Unit, even though they had spaghetti strap, shirts and stuff. Yeah, y'all remember that.
I thought those was bulletproof vests.
No, the spaghetti straps.
Tank tops.
The tank tops.
Yeah, I don't remember.
You remember that?
50 Cent tank tops? Oh yeah, 50 was fun for those. Hey,
yeah.
But when you work out like that, sometimes you might want to show off them shoulders a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, me, you know me. You ain't got to worry about me doing no spaghetti strings. I ain't wearing no purse. I don't care how much money. I ain't putting no purse. I ain't putting my money in no purse.
You're not gonna wear a kilt?
Purse. No, I ain't wearing no kilts. Right.
You know what? Anybody who want to do anything in their personal life, bro, I'm really a fan of people being able to choose what they want and not really giving two fucks about it.
Yeah,
like whatever
I'm
they choose to do, I'm with it. Like just do it in your space and don't mind me in mine. I respect whatever anybody want to do. Like, please do it in your space and let me do it in mine.
The only thing about that, man, is we got to show some type of integrity and hold some type of hold ourselves up morally. Yeah.
You have to have integrity.
No, but this is what I'm saying.
Because
Trash, and you out for the kids, man, because this shit spills over to the kids real easy with a guy holding a purse with plenty of money. That little boy now, he want a purse with plenty of money in it. And then, now he see the other guy with plenty of money with a kilt. Is that what you call it? A quilt, a kilt.
Again, that's
right. Now he want one of them quilts with plenty of money, right? And then now he see the guy. Now he see Old Town Road. He see Old Town Road. Now he want to be pregnant with a purse with a kilt with plenty of money in it, right? Like. Man,
now
again, over to the kids.
now this I'm coming from a father's stance, right? I have a son. Since my son was young, this has been a conversation that we've been very open about. We have to raise our kids. And if you raising a secure young man or a secure young woman, you won't have any problem with your children. you just be present and be there for your kids and support and love your kids for
So
who
that's
they
just
are.
four of us. That's just four of us sitting here right now. That's gonna
But
do that.
we go out into the community. We live. We have people who we affect in our lives left and right. We have to teach that culture. We have to
I
teach the
get it.
culture of
I
love and
get it.
stop getting away from this
I
hatred
get it.
and judgment of everybody.
But
Everybody got judgment.
that guy with that big old diamond chain with the purse and the quilt on, shit, fuck what Kurt talking about. I need that
But you know
purse.
what? That's why we do stuff like the Black Friday
Where
takeover,
you teach it,
where we
you
can
thug.
teach entrepreneurship and buying from our own community, buying black, not buying anything, hell, keeping our money instead of
Right.
wasting it.
And making it a family event. I'm with that.
Exactly.
I'm
I'm
with the
with that.
family event. Yeah, 24-hour takeover. That sounds nice. I like that.
Hey,
Make
so
sure you get y'all tickets at Black Friday Takeover. $25 per ticket. The link is displaying. Hold on one moment. I'll undisplay that right quick. Yep. So you can go to this bit.ly bit.ly/the Black Masterminds. Get your $25 ticket. Black Friday.
And look,
Takeover.
last year, I know we said 24-hour takeover, but last year we were on there for 30 hours. People did
Wow.
not want to leave. And believe me, we was tired. We was overly tired because we was on there the whole 24 hours. And people still did. There's people on there for the whole 24 hours right along with us. And we still stayed on the call.
Yeah,
And
I
again-
was waking up on y'all like, whoa, oh shit, I was on a call.
So again, before we go, I'm with our plugs. We have to do something about our fathers being able to be there and support their kids. We got to do something about our mothers having enough support and enough love to how to raise their kids right. And we need men to be men. We need women to be women. I have no problem
Exactly.
with anybody
Kurt
does
said.
in their personal life, but I do have something to say when you're not doing your part as being a man or a woman and respecting yourself and your community.
All
Yeah,
right.
I love it, Trash. So cause I don't think nobody can if you
Hit a
carrying a
rundown.
purse, you can't do your part as a man. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah.
Hey, so yeah, I'm Curtis G. Martin, author, credit repair expert, speaker, and a strategist. So what we can do for you is teach you how to take action, get your credit repaired, teach you how to build wealth using your credit, map out your goals, and we coach you through the process. So that's kind of what we do. You can check me out at curtisgmartin.com, or you can follow me on all social media at Curtis Martin 247.
Yes, we have.
Rhonda Wrights Official, aka the Butterfly Bully. I'm Rhonda Brown. That's the third one. I should have just did another AKA, but whatever. You want to write a book? I got you for anywhere from A to Z. Like I'll walk you through the whole process. You need editing services done. I know some formatters, some book designers. You can find me at RhondaWrightsOfficial.com or at Rhonda Wrights Official on Instagram.
Me, Kay, how y'all doing? Trash Vegan. You can find me at thetrashvegan.com or you can find me on Instagram at the_trash_vegan_. Yeah. Okay. I'm an author. I'm a health coach. Of course, we do speaking. I'm a mastermind. I could say that too. So we work on getting us to our goals, getting us from where we were to where we're trying to get to, and work on our mirror work. So if you need help with coaching, need help with formulating a diet, or excuse me, we don't do diets over here. If you need help formulating a plan that works for you, get at me. I'm not hard to find. TheTrashVegan.com.
And I am the Grindaholic. Also, we got MIA person missing in action.
Hey,
Crypto. LLC. Scott T. He's a master barber as well. If you're in the local area of Las Vegas, he does crypto. He's an author. He's a coach. Hit him up at introtoCryptoLLC.com. And last but not least is myself. For all your domain and web hosting services, hit me up at grindaholic.com and also Grindaholic Creative Group, where I help give you brand ideas. I do logos and all that good stuff. Just hit us up. And don't forget, Black Masterminds is coming near you. Black Friday Takeover, $25 per ticket. Hey, we love y'all. And I guess we out of this thing. Everybody say bye.
Peace.
Goodbye.